dual British title fight. These two, both genuinely lovely guys, really respectful in the build-up, but they are about to put it all on the line.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the British, Commonwealth and European Flyweight titles. Please welcome first to the blue corner, the defending British champion, from Swansea, Jay Harris.
Well, as Jay Harris makes his way to the ring, he's experienced this season, he's been at world level. He knows that getting a victory tonight, having all three belts, gives him the leverage to get back to world level, where he feels he belongs. He's got a tough test ahead of him, but he believes 100% that he can do it. Jay Harris, 33-year-old from Swansea, in the ring as we await time to welcome the home fighter, Connor Butler.
And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the red corner, the defending Commonwealth and European champion, from Liverpool, Connor Top Dog Butler.
Very fitting, this song, of course. Familiar faces surround the ring to welcome hometown hero, unbeaten in 12, Connor Top Dog Butler. 26 years old, the Liverpudlian. Do not let that baby face deceive you. He's a highly skilled operator. He knows he's in for a tough night against Harris. He's putting his Commonwealth and European titles on the line. He's fought abroad in Malta. He's fought here to win those titles. He prefers fighting at home. Let's see what's in store for this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our main event of the evening. We're live on the Zone Fight Academy, proudly sponsored by Jay and Jay Crump & Son and 1111 Group, proud to present 12 rounds of boxing for the British, Commonwealth and European Flyweight Championships. All of tonight's action has been sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Our Indian representative is Ian Lepar. Our EBU supervisor for this contest is Charlie Giles. Our timekeeper at the bell will be Andrew East. Our three scoring judges ringside, Mark Lyson, Lee Every and Keelan McCann. When the action begins, our referee in charge, star referee from Scotland, Victor Loughlin. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our officials. It is now time to welcome our boxers who are under the lights and ready to fight. Introducing first and boxing out of the blue corner, with his stand with his head trainer, Gary Lockers, with white shorts trimmed with red. He comes to the ring with an excellent record. 20 wins against only 3 defeats, 11 big wins by way of knockout. On the scales, he weighed in at 7 stone, 13 pounds and 8 ounces. He is the former Commonwealth and European champion, former world title challenger, and tonight he's defending his British title from Swansea, Jay Harris. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent facing across the ring and boxing out to the red corner. Standing with his trainer, the reigning, defending, and undefeated Commonwealth and European Flyweight champion from Liverpool, Connor Butler.
Okay guys, you've had your instructions. Remember, obey my commands at all time. Defend yourselves at all time. God bless, much love, let's go.
Well, both fighters have been hugely respectful in the build-up to this one. Nothing but mutual respect at the weigh-in yesterday. And we saw exactly the same there as they touched gloves to get this one underway. But make no mistake, this is going to be an absolute cracker. Both fighters putting everything on the line. Home fighter Connor Butler in the blue and white shorts fighting out of the red corner. Jay Harris, the Welshman, in the white shorts with burgundy fighting out of the blue corner. Unbeaten in 12, Connor Butler. He's had 2 tough contests. Both fought at high quality and high pace. Took the Commonwealth title against Craig Derbyshire in Malta last February. And then here at the Liverpool Olympia to add the European title to his collection against the boxing poet Matt Windle. But he loves fighting at home, Marcel, and you can see why. Incredible support in here for him.
Yeah, and he's come out quite confident here, Connor Butler has. Some slick movement to start off with.
Huge support in here for Jay Harris as well when he was introduced. He's chatting to him at the weigh-in yesterday. They've got lots of family with them. His coach, of course, Peter Harris in his corner. Himself a British champion back in '88. So he's got a good support as well. He took the British title from Tommy Frank last May in Rotherham, and Frank had a really fast start in that one, and Harris took his time, came into it, came on strong and got the stoppage in the end as he puts together a double left hook there.
It's a good start to this fight here.
Certainly is, and Jay Harris, the Welshman, brings far more experience. He's older, he's 33 years old, to Connor Butler 26 of course, and he's been at world level. He's mixed it with the Mexicans, Hector Baby Bull Calixto and Julio Cesar Martinez for the WBC over in the USA, so he's been at world level. He believes this will take him back there where he belongs. But Connor Butler wants to make a statement as he lands a nice backhand.
There's some good action here in the first round.
Certainly is. His 13th outing and already in title fights and wanting to bring more success to his home city of Liverpool is Connor Butler. The crowd really behind him as he goes to work to the body of Harris, who comes back with a hook of his own.
Both fighters wasting no time here. They're both letting shots.
Nice work from Harris. He puts a nice combination together. Work to the body and then up to the head of Butler. Both fighters not feeling out-round by any measure this, Marcel. Both fighters, as we expected, straight in the thick of the action.
Yeah, it's been an entertaining opening round. High stakes. I think both lads are going to give it everything here. And looks that way in this first round.
Nice uppercut there from Harris as he follows up with a hook. A really absorbing opening round. The crowd in here really getting into the action, but almost silent during in between, because they're so absorbed in the action. Incredible stuff in the opening round of this one, as you would expect from 2 highly talented, skillful operators. Lovely work. There's another blockbuster fight to tell you about from Saudi Arabia on March the 8th as 2-time world champion Anthony Joshua faces former MMA world champion Francis Ngannou, the man, of course, who nearly beat current world champion Tyson Fury. What a fight that is going to be. Live from Saudi Arabia on DAZN on March the 8th. But what an intriguing opening round we've had here. As I say, Marcel, the crowd have been almost silent in parts because they're so absorbed in this. But when this one catches fire, the crowd are really taken up by it because you can't take your eyes off it.
Yeah, it was quite a highlight there for the first round. Both fighters letting their hands go here.
If you've seen Connor Butler before, he's very, very comfortable boxing off the back foot. His favourite fighter is Roberto Duran, and he tries to emulate him, he says, but he's really comfortable counter-punching off the back foot. But Harris said he knew he'd have to come to him. But both fighters having their own spells of success, but Harris just imposing himself and pushing Butler back.
It's interesting, be interesting to see if Harris's maturity plays a part in this, physically.
Well, certainly in that British title fight with Tommy Frank really came out with blistering pace and speed. He was all over Harris, but he absorbed it, he stuck in there, and that is what seasoned, experienced fighters do. They know they're in for the long haul, and they work their way into the fight if they have to, but these two have got off to a blistering start.
Yeah, wasting no time here to let the shots go.
Connor Butler shipping some big shots from Harris as he continues to push forward, but Butler firing back with a few counters of his own.
It's back and forth stuff here. Both fighters landing, both fighters keep on throwing.
And as we well know, Liverpool fight fans know their boxing, and they know what they're seeing in front of them is a top quality display of boxing from both fighters as Harris drops down that lead hand to the body, and a nice backhand as well. But we're trying to find the gaps here. Struggling to hold Harris off. As he takes some more big shots from Harris, he is struggling to keep him off him, Marcel.
Yeah, as I say, that maturity, it's interesting to see how much of a factor it's going to play. Jay Harris just staying in front of him here, pushing on him a bit.
Harris so far, Harris looking the more powerful man at the moment as he loads it with those shots back down to the body. Which certainly is a nice move of Butler, but those body shots take the toll, slow you down, and Harris quick to load up and find a home for those hooks, trying to reach behind the elbows of Butler as he tries to fight Harris off. 30 seconds remaining in this second round.
Quite slick with his movement, Butler. Be interesting to see if he can maintain that once Jay Harris keeps throwing these body shots.
He is a fighter that tends to be at his best when he's fluid, when he's got that movement, that rhythm. Not quite seeing that from Butler yet. Can he find that rhythm and that movement? Come back with those counters. Nice lead hand from Butler there. Finds its target. A quick nod of respect from both fighters. Really good opening couple of rounds here, Marcel.
Definitely landed some lovely slip inside shots, Butler did. And Jay Harris was just steady with the pressure. Really, really good body shots.
Going to have some great knowledge and advice in the corner here, both fighters. Connor Butler, of course, has former world champion Derry Matthews in his corner. Jay Harris has his dad, Peter Harris, former British champion himself back in 1988. And also Gary Lockett, one of Britain's most respected coaches. So both fighters will be getting great advice in the corners as we see some of the work from Harris here with those counters from Butler. Perhaps just needs to find that rhythm, Butler.
Yeah, I think Butler's work's been a little bit more slick, but Harris has just been persistent, especially going to the body.
Well, both fighters know this is a huge opportunity. Butler to continue to pursue his big ambitions in the sport, to be in contention for world titles. Harris being at world level. And as you heard Dennis Hobson say before, he's still here because he still wants that world title. He knows this could propel him to those opportunities as he goes back to work now, catching Butler with that lead hand. Ref hasn't had to do anything here, Victor Lofton. It's been a superb display from both fighters. Happy just to go to work as soon as they get the opportunity. And the heavyweights, it's the glamorous weight category in our sport, Marcel. But these guys, so much skill in the flyweight division. And it, of course, packed at the moment with talent.
It's very entertaining here as well. It's action-packed. There's a lot of shots being thrown here, high volume.
When you get an evenly matched title fight, lovely work from Harris there. Nice combination.
I think he's getting through there.
He certainly is. Butler felt those. Harris, I think, senses that he's got Butler in a little spot of bother here. He did say Butler has not faced opposition like him who's going to come on as strong and hit as hard as he does. Perhaps he's proving that now, but Butler fighting his way back. Lovely backhand that he lands on Harris as he just steps back, trying to get that footwork going that Butler has so much success with.
Both fighters landing on each other there quite clean. It's action-packed there.
Yeah, lovely work from both fighters.
Connor Butler slipping inside with them shots, that lead hand shot.
He's got to stop that from happening, Marcel, as well. Sometimes when he's in range, Harris switches off and allows him to tee off with 2 or 3 shots. He's got to prevent that. He needs to get on his bike and get out of range or fire back, but he cannot stand and take those shots.
Definitely not. Harris is going to the body. Fighter Loria has landed a few good body shots. Be interesting how much of a toll it takes on Connor Butler.
Butler's corner urging him, imploring him to come forward as he goes on the back foot and tries to catch the oncoming Harris with an uppercut, but ships a few more big shots from Harris. Harris looking relaxed, not forcing anything, he's just allowing his work to flow. As Butler goes to the body, back up to the head with that lead hand. Lovely work from both fighters as we're near the end of this 3rd round. Nice work from Butler, which gets the crowd to their feet, but he's pushed back to the ropes again by Harris, who goes to work and loads up. What a finish from both fighters to that 3rd round.
Cracking round. I think Harris just showing a bit of his experience there. He doesn't go missing, so to say, but at the end of the round he's putting that extra bit of work in to nick the round, or try to at least.
Certainly showing his experience, but let's see, there can be ebbs and flows in the momentum of the fight. There's a huge night of boxing coming your way from Puerto Rico to let you know about. March the 2nd, as Home Nation star Amanda Serrano headlines an event which will also feature Jake Paul on the undercard. Right, we're going into the 4th round here. What does Connor Butler need to do here, Marcel?
I think he needs to be conservative with his energy. Harris is there, he's being persistent with his pressure, and I think Butler's got to be clever now about how much energy he uses.
And Harris is known for having an incredible engine, as you can see, he's in unbelievable shape. We could see that on the scales at the weigh-in yesterday, but there's far more to him than just having that good engine. He's a skilled, intelligent, resilient, smart fighter, and he's drawing on all of that experience here as he takes the fight to the young pup Connor Butler, who's shown his mettle. He's been put under pressure in previous fights by Craig Derbyshire, who also possesses an incredible work rate and engine, and Matt Windle. He came through those ones. Will this just be a bit too much? We shall see. These title fights can ebb and flow, and the momentum can shift as Harris goes to the body again. He's looking relaxed, he's economical with his energy, and he's hunting him down all the time, Marcel.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be a really good fight here. It's really bursting into flames here. Both fighters letting their hands go.
Some of these exchanges so fast and furious.
I think that's the first time the referees had to do some work here, breaking both guys up.
It's constant pressure here from Harris. He's just walking him down, constantly in front of Butler, ready to fire. And he's mixing it up as well, sometimes countering Marcel and sometimes leading off with an attack of his own.
It's smart pressure, He's not really wasting nothing, but he's there. He's constantly there.
Butler's digging in though. He's digging in and fighting. Throwing back with shots of his own, but he's got to prevent himself from getting caught in no man's land. And he ships a number of shots at times, which he's got to look out for.
It's turning into more and more of a fight here. Some good exchanges happening.
Certainly is. Sometimes just finding himself caught in range, Butler, and allowing himself just like that to take 3 or 4 shots in one go from Harris. He's got to tuck up or just move off when he's throwing his shots, maybe come off at an angle to prevent Harris being able example of Harris putting his shots together. Connor Butler got to be wary of that.
Butler comes back with some nice shots himself there.
Lovely work from Butler. Caught him with a nice one to the body. Nice work on the inside from Butler. Again gets caught with a few at the end of the exchange though. Got to be a bit more defensively astute at the end of some of these exchanges, Butler.
It's back and forth stuff here, it's back and forth constantly.
This is a superb fight. We know that's what you get with a British title fight. We've got the Commonwealth and the European on the line here as well. First time that's happened in one fight in 72 years. And we are really being treated to a superb display of boxing here from both fighters. Putting it all on the line, Marcel, in terms of the titles, but all on the line in the ring, which is exactly what you would expect to see through a British title fight.
Yeah, definitely it's high stakes here, and I think that's showing. Neither fighter looking to back down here. Both putting it on the line, and it's making for an entertaining fight here.
This is why it's so important that Fight Zone, DAZN, these kind of platforms give the opportunity for these flyweights to show what they can do. The glamour end of the sport, as we said, is the heavyweights and the heavier weight categories, but in the flyweight category, just get an incredible level of technical ability and skill, as we see and hear in the replay. And it boasts some talent at the moment, Marcel. The likes of Olympic gold medalist Galalia 5, of course the highly talented Sonny Edwards, who had that incredible fight with Bam Rodriguez in December out in Arizona. There are some big nights for the flyweights, and they deserve this platform, because for the boxing purists they're going to love this one. But even if you've never watched before, you can appreciate the high level of skill and endeavour from these fighters in front of us here. Connor Butler, the home fighter, the young, more inexperienced fighter, just his 12 bouts under his belt, but he is unbeaten. He possesses the Commonwealth and European title in against the more seasoned and experienced Harris, the Welshman, fighting in the white and burgundy shorts. He's been at world level. He wants to be back there, and a win here would do just that.
Yeah, I mean, someone's going to push on to world level now after this. Someone's going home with 3 titles, and the future looks bright, and then someone on the other hand will be looking to rebuild. This is shaping up to be a really entertaining fight here. Both lads putting it on the line.
A little bit of success there for Connor Butler as his backhand found a way through. Nice work again from Butler. Harris just soaks it up and fires back with a combination of his own. Great exchanges these from both fighters at close range. And you just feel, Marcel, that the experience and the strength, because that's built over years and rounds and rounds and rounds and camp after camp, doesn't just come with age, it comes from putting in that work in the gym and that endurance that's built into those muscles of perfecting that work over and over again. Perhaps that's what we're seeing here for Harris, which is giving him the edge.
Yeah, I mean, you can't buy experience, and it's something that Jay Harris has here. I think it's starting to show. The gap in experience and just maturity. I think I did say it'll be interesting how much of a factor this maturity plays, and I think it's just showing a bit now with the pressure.
We saw a glimpse of what Connor Butler often does to opponents when he was on the back foot there, skipping in his rhythm, nice and fluid, and he caught Harris, but has ended up smothering his work now. Or Harris has pushed him back and not allowed Butler to capitalise on that.
Yeah, he's a lovely slick boxer, Butler, but Jay Harris is not giving him the time and space to do what he wants to do.
Yeah, we've seen glimpses of it, but Harris is not allowing Butler to do that. We will have prepared for that, of course, Marcel. They will know exactly what Butler can do when he's at his best, and they've taken that away from him. We're seeing a bit more of that here from Butler, though, who now skips around, changes the angle, finds his rhythm. Nice lead shot from Butler, ships a backhand though. Evades that shot from Harris, he'll take confidence from that, but Harris back, working to the body, and you just feel, Marcel, if Butler can find that fluid and rhythm that we're so used to seeing, that makes it so difficult for opponents to pin him down, then perhaps he can come on strong in the second half of this one. As we look ahead to round 6.
Both fighters landing some lovely shots there. As you say there, Connor Butler just looks slick with his movements at times.
He certainly does. Well, there's another blockbuster fight from Saudi Arabia. This one on March the 8th. Mark it in your calendar as two-time world champion Anthony Joshua faces former MMA world champion Francis Ngannou, the man, of course, who nearly beat current world champion Tyson Fury in that huge crossover fight, which changed everything and certainly changed the trajectory of the career of Francis Ngannou. Not to be missed. As we're heading to round 6, if you haven't seen Connor Butler before, the home fighter, white and blue shorts, the whole of Liverpool behind him. He's lovely and fluid. He boxes so well off the back foot. He's not been able to find that rhythm and fluidity and flow just yet because Jay Harris has taken that away from him. Can he find that rhythm and start to pick Harris off? But he's got to stop these flurries from Harris landing because he's staying in range, Marcel, and when he doesn't step off, he's catching him.
Yeah, I think Connor Butler's got some lovely slick movement here. He lands some nice shots, but Jay Harris is just being persistent here. He's there and he's not going nowhere.
Well, whoever can come through this, those 3 belts give them huge leverage.
Definitely high
and some
stakes.
big fights down the line, indeed. Jay Harris was offered the Galalian 5 fight after that fight with Tommy Frank, but he felt it wasn't the right time. He'd had a long camp, he needed a break. But that is a possible down the line for either of these fighters. Whoever comes through tonight, as you see another solid couple of shots land from the Welshman.
A nice bit of movement there from Connor Butler. I wondered if he can just capitalise on that. Lovely body shot from Jay Harris and another one.
He changes the angle so quickly, he pivots so well on his feet, Harris, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. Does, and he's just persistent. He's just there constantly looking to go to work.
His feet are so good, his footwork's so good that even when he's changing angles, he's able to fire shots. If Connor Butler changes his position, he's still able to fire shots off from all sorts of angles because his feet are always underneath him.
Yeah, he's slipping and pivoting quite fluently. I think it's doing wonders for him, especially going to the body. He's just slipping, and it's in the one movement he's slipping and pivoting, and it's creating openings.
We've seen Butler have to dig in before against Derbyshire, against Windle. Fast-paced, tough fights that he had to come through in order to obtain the Commonwealth and Europeans, but Harris was pretty adamant that he hadn't been in with anyone like him. And Harris is really applying the pressure, but nice work again from Butler. A glimpse of those fast hands that we've seen before from Butler. There are times and moments where he's showing that fluidity, but taking lots of big shots from Harris as well, Marcel.
Yeah, I think it's becoming a matter of heart now as well. Both fighters displaying heart, and both fighters putting it on the line. They're taking shots and then they're going straight back. Jay Harris landing a few good shots there, finishes there with the left hook to the body. See who finishes strong here. Another quality rounder, entertaining stuff.
Well, I hope you're enjoying this one at home as much as we're enjoying it here in the Liverpool Olympia. What a fighting heritage this city has. Connor Butler wants to put himself right up there as the next big boxing star in Liverpool, but in order to do that, these are the tough fights and the tough tests that you have to come through. Making a good account of himself here, Connor Butler, but you just feel that Jay Harris, the seasoned, experienced Welshman from Swansea at 33 years of age, who has all the benefits of all of those camps from his 23 bouts, the experience of fighting on the big stage, the WBC titles out in America, at world level, certainly working to his advantage so far, but you may have it differently. Ultimately, it only matters how the judges see this one.
Yeah, no one think it's been an entertaining fight so far, and it doesn't look like it's going to give in either.
No, I suspect we're in for an enthralling second half to this fight. This has been an incredible pace, and we don't see it letting up. British title fights are always absorbing affairs, so much pride on the line. In many cases, the fans that come out have been with the fighters from the very beginning, often followed them as amateurs and been there for the early part of their pro career. And you can sense that in here as both sets of fans really getting behind both fighters, urging them forward. They know that they could make the difference. Beautiful uppercuts there from Harris, found their way to the chin of Butler. He's had to step back and take a couple of deep breaths there, and that was smart from Butler, Marcel, because sometimes with those shots to the body you don't feel until you step back and take a draw of breath. And he did the right thing, just giving him a second there, just to gather himself.
Yeah, I think he felt that one. Looked to be. Jay Harris looking to just apply this pressure still.
Constantly moving his head on the way in, Harris as well. Lovely upper body mobility. Excellent footwork. His feet are always under him in a position with which to fire off shots from any angle. As he marauds forward again, that backhand finding its home on the face of Connor Butler, which is reddening and marking up. Blood from the nose of Harris, so clearly some shots got through from Butler, but really aggressive now with those shots to the body and head from Harris.
I think Harris feels he's getting to him, maybe he's starting to put a little bit more spite in the shots.
It does look like there's a little bit of snap and zip gone from the shots of Connor Butler, but that can happen over 12 rounds. It can ebb and flow, the momentum can shift.
Definitely can, definitely shifts when there's body shots going in like there is here as well.
Yeah, there are rounds when fighters can go a little bit quieter, but then the next round they can come on strong and come right back into it. And this one certainly is an engaging affair. The crowd, almost all of them on their feet, totally absorbed in this one, but appreciating the high level of skill that we're seeing here. Two truly highly talented operators. Of course, a quality amateur pedigree Connor Butler brings to his pro career, having represented his nation at the World Youth Championships in Russia back in 2016.
It's a crack-on fight, this.
Certainly is.
There where both fighters both landed a body shot, then both to the head as well, and it's just back and forth stuff the whole way.
These exchanges at close range have been absolutely incredible. Really, really good work from both fighters, and we are seeing a bit of everything here. As we, I'm going to repeat myself and say we often have this in British title fights: technique, skill, and heart, and that is what we're having here. There's a huge night of boxing coming your way from Puerto Rico, though. This one on March the 2nd, as the home nation star Amanda Serrano headlines an event which will also feature Jake Paul on the card. What a night that is going to be for Amanda Serrano. What a pioneer she's been in the sport of boxing, particularly for women, and pretty sure that's going to be an incredible night in Puerto Rico for her home fans, as we await the action to get back underway here. It's well poised for a cracking final few rounds here. Marcel Braithwaite, Commonwealth and British champion, alongside me as we go into the 8th round. Straight back to work, both fighters at close range.
It's a crack-on fight, this. Round 8 here, and it's lived up to the billing. Fans are getting the money's worth here, entertaining stuff.
They certainly are. 44 British flyweight title fights in the last 60 years, and it's great to see the flyweights getting this platform to show what they can do. Lovely shot from Jay Harris, rocks back the head of Butler.
He's really digging them body shots in now, Jay Harris is.
He certainly is. And I suspect no matter what the outcome, Marcel, Connor Butler will have learned more, even in these 8 rounds, than he has in his previous 12 contests, because Jay Harris is bringing all of that experience, economical, poised, controlled,
definitely,
and loading up when the time is right.
Definitely valuable experience, this. And Connor Butler, he's got lovely slick movements, so Jay Harris is just there, he's constant with the pressure and he's digging them body shots. And
yeah, he's a lovely fighter to watch, Connor Butler, especially when he gets that fluidity and that rhythm. Not had a chance to do that so much against Jay Harris though, who continues to walk his man down, hunting his prey, getting ready to load up as he works to the body again of Butler. That surely has been a deliberate tactic, Marcel, to slow down the younger, nimble, fast-footed youngster.
Definitely. I think Jay Harris's game plan is evidence here, is pressure, keep going to the body and just make it a hard night's work for Connor Butler, and he's doing exactly that. He's making it a tough night's work for him, and he's dragging him into a fight, and it's I tell you what, it's entertaining for us and for the fight fans.
Butler's had his own successes, of course. You can see on the face of Harris, he's marked up, he's had a bloodied nose, but you do feel that the better and bigger shots have been landed by Harris. But nice work again to evade those shots from Connor.
Yeah, I mean, whoever wins this fight in the end, it'll be a hard-earned victory.
Really special night, this 72 years since the British Commonwealth and European titles have been contested in one fight, as Butler rallies and puts his own combination together, but just stays in range again, Marcel, and ships those replies from Harris. Needs to get out of the way of those. Once he's landed in those exchanges, he's got to spin off.
Definitely, he's landing some lovely slick shots, and then he's staying there, and Jay Harris is capitalising, and he's bringing it back. Another entertaining round there.
Certainly was. And this is a really interesting time to the flyweight division. As we've mentioned, Olympic gold medalist Bilal Yafai, highly talented Sonny Edwards. We go back to the days of the likes of Charlie Magri in 1977. He won the British title in only his third fight when he beat Dave Smith, Marcel, which is remarkable to think of doing that in your third fight. He equalled the record for winning the British title in the fewest fights in front of a packed Royal Albert Hall. And it's great to see that here in your home city, of course. And every single fan in here is appreciating this incredible display of heart, technical ability and skill that we're seeing from both of these fighters.
Yeah, I tell you what, you learn something new every day, because I didn't know that, but I'll tell you one thing I do know, this is a cracking fight. It doesn't look like it's going to slow down either.
Well, Jay Harris has never lost to domestic opposition. He was confident coming into this that that statistic was not going to change. Connor Butler, from our viewing point here, may well be behind on the cards, but who knows, you may have it differently at home, the judges may have it differently. Ultimately, their decision is the one that counts. We do feel that Harris has been able to land the bigger shots and with more frequency and velocity.
It's been an interesting affair. Connor Butler, I'd say, has had the more slicker work, but Jay Harris has just been persistent. He's been consistent with his body work. And just flurries when he's on the inside, he'll flurry and throw 6 shots.
Lovely footwork there from Harris, just to slightly change the angle, and even when it's an ever so slight change with the angle of the footwork, it's just difficult to defend against, isn't it, Marcel? Especially when you're in the thick of it and under pressure, as is Connor Butler.
Yeah, it's subtle movements and smart movements. I think it's part of what comes with the experience. He's not wasting energy. It's lovely little slips and pivots, and it's playing well, working well for him.
And if you're not a regular fan of boxing, the slightest margins can make the difference in this weight division, where the action is so fast, so furious, so intense. The slightest movement can make the difference. If you switch up for a second, you can be conceding 2 or 3 shots in a split second. So full concentration required throughout, as both fighters in a ferocious exchange here. The crowd on their feet, screaming and shouting at their fighters to push them forward. They know that they're going to be getting tired in there, although they're not showing too many we can see it from ringside here that it's taking its toll, but both fighters continuing to exchange at a real high rate and pace, and Harry's still loading up with those shots as he pushes Butler back to the ropes. Nice slip out of range for Butler though.
Yeah, it's high tempo stuff this, and I think both fighters hard to coming into question here, both putting it on display.
Butler just holding on, giving himself a second to catch his breath, then back on the back foot. Nice work from Butler, but again allowing Harris to fire back. Landing several shots in a short space of time as we reach the end of this 9th round. Nice work again from Harris there. Connor Butler firing back as they both find themselves in a clinch. Well, goodness me.
It's becoming more and more of a fight here. More and more entertaining, to be honest.
Absolutely superb. You can see in the corner, Kerry Kayes, very, very experienced. He was the nutritionist and did the cuts, and it was just great to have around in camp for Ricky Hatton for all those years. I had the pleasure of having him in my corner for my first few pro fights. He's brilliant to have around, and so I know that Connor Butler has been looking to add something in this camp, and he knew he was going to be in a tough fight. He's taking advice from former world champion Derry Matthews in his corner. In the opposite corner, Jay Harris taking instruction from his dad, Peter Harris, himself a British champion in 1988, and of course Gary Lockett as well, highly respected coach. So both will be getting really, really good advice in the corner. Who can execute it the best as we enter what they refer to as the championship rounds. Everything's still on the line. One punch can change everything. Referee just having a quick word with Peter Harris in the corner. Gives both fighters a couple of, probably grateful of those couple of seconds to get an extra breather as we get the action back underway.
Straight away there. Good shots on Connor Butler there.
Connor Butler straight on the front foot in the opening of this 10th round as he takes it to Harris. Harris just absorbs it and then fires back with the backhand of his own. Butler, nice 1-2 there, not quite finding its way through, but good to see that endeavour from the Liverpoolian. I suspect he knows he's got to have a really big 3 rounds here, Marcel. As he's come out firing, has Butler.
Yeah, I think he thinks he's got to put... He's just got to make sure of it, he's got to give it everything, as in the championship rounds. He can't afford to take no chances.
He certainly has. Born in London, Connor Butler, but made in Liverpool. Very much a Scouser. But he did start out in London at the martial arts gym, which is where he got the nickname Top Dog. He wants to be Top Dog more than anything in his home city, but he's really up against it here with the very experienced Welshman Jay Harris piling on the pressure. As again he walks him down, fires from all angles. Just covers up Harris as Butler tries to fire up a couple of shots.
It's been a great fight this. Been a great entertaining fight. Hasn't slowed down one bit.
It certainly has not disappointed. We expected big, big things from both of these fighters, and it has more than delivered. What a contest this has been.
You know what, credit to Connor Butler, because I'll tell you what, he's took some body shots here and he still keeps coming.
And this is a really, really tough test in only his 13th fight, but he's really showing his mettle here. The young Liverpoolian just really had to bite down on his gum shield and dig in several points in every round, really, Marcel, because from the very beginning this one really caught fire. Didn't have to wait for this one to warm up and for them to warm to the task. Straight into the action, and it's been really tough from the opening bell.
Yeah, it's been engaging stuff from the start. Oh, look at big backhand.
Backhand finds its way through from Harris. Then goes to the body, but Connor Butler fires back yet again. What resilience he is showing here. He's really having to dig in. He just stumbles a little bit there. Needs to get his feet back under it. Gets his balance again. Just ties Harris up.
Both fighters planting the feet here, really putting some spite in the shots.
He's really rallied in this round, Connor Butler, taken some big shots, and he's really given absolutely everything in that 10th round. Jay Harris has never lost to domestic opposition. All of his titles have been won away from home. Is that going to be continued tonight? Are we going to see him take another title away from home and get another victory over domestic opposition? Or can the home fighter, Connor Top Dog Butler, find a way to get the result here? Another blockbuster fight from Saudi Arabia. March 8th, this one. Two-time world champion Anthony Joshua. He faces former MMA world champion Francis Ngannou, the man who nearly beat current world champion Tyson Fury. Well, we've been treated to 10 sensational rounds of boxing. Potentially 6 minutes left in this one, of course, unless there's to be a stoppage. And if those first 10 have been anything to go by, then buckle up, because we are in for a cracking final 2 rounds here. Everything on the line, the Commonwealth, European and British title. Both men putting their titles on the line. Really important for them to get the chance. Connor Butler to be able to propel himself to world level, to contest for those titles. That's his ambition. Harris has been at world level. He wants to be back there. He knows this could take him there.
I think this is where conditioning comes in. At this point, conditioning, heart, mentality.
Jay Harris has been the distance, in the trenches, as they say. Time and time again, he'll know that going into this, Marcel, and that mentally makes a difference when you know you've done that before.
Definitely. He's more experienced, and I think his experience is showing a bit here. Really entertaining fight. Landing good body shots there. I think both fighters feeling the pace here.
Yeah, certainly, and they've every right to, because they've invested so much in every single round. This has been fought at a ferocious pace as Jay Harris just catches Butler with the lead hand. Work back to the body now. He's had so much success with those body shots, which perhaps you have to imagine has contributed to slowing Butler down. A great tactic to adopt against a younger fighter. And he certainly executed those body shots to perfection, Harris, frequently throughout this contest.
Yeah, his body shots have been quality all night. Connor Butler's been slick with his movement.
Butler's corner, leaning over, now it's onto the canvas, screaming at him to go forward. He's giving everything he can, the young Liverpoolian. This has been a real display of grit and determination. But Harris is relentless as he keeps pushing forward. Both fighters taking a breather as they step back. Straight back to it though. Both having success from range.
Both fighters landing backhands there.
Final seconds of this penultimate round. What a cracker this has been. Butler firing back, catches him with the backhand, and again. Lovely work from Butler, but Harris fires back with the backhand of his own.
Some lovely work from Connor Butler at the end there. He just landed a few clean shots at the end there. Eye-catching stuff. What, this has been an entertaining fight, this going into the final round here, and it's been a proper fight.
And I'm so pleased, Marcel, that the flyweight division is getting this platform with Fight Zone TV and DAZN. Of course, Connor Butler and Jay Harris have featured on Fight Zone many times. They've helped them build their careers, and for them to have this moment on DAZN, showcase their abilities, is great for them and for the flyweight division. Often don't get the exposure they deserve, but this might not have the knockout element that you get tend to get with the heavier weights, but what a display of heart, determination, skill and ability. Crowd on their feet now, looking around us. Here at ringside, the crowd have pushed forward. Lovely show of respect between both fighters here, but the crowd really absorbed in this one, and they are getting right behind both fighters.
Final round here, and the atmosphere has just went up.
It's certainly gone up a notch. One of those where you can feel the hair stand up on the back of your neck, as you know you are seeing two fighters who are putting absolutely everything on the line. There's going to a little bit of a tumble there. Both fighters are going to have to dig deep here. This has been fought at a ferocious pace. They've put everything in. They'll both want to give everything they can in this final round to try and sway it their way, if indeed you may have it close at this point. The judges may have it close. It may come down to the final round, who knows? Both men will want to leave it in no doubt. As Jay Harris continuing to come forward, he has been relentless in his pursuit of the younger man in this one, as Butler attempts to tie him up, but Harris pushes him off. Loads up again, lovely uppercut from Harris.
Both fighters looking to empty the tank here.
Chant of Connor from the crowd here as they attempt to rally their man and get behind him. They can feel nothing but pride for the youngster who's given absolutely everything in this bout against a very experienced seasoned Welshman in Jay Harris, who's put on an excellent display of tactical, intelligent boxing. As he pushes Butler into the corner right in front of us here from our commentary point, Harris goes to work. Butler tired.
What an atmosphere and what a fight as well.
Unbelievable, and the crowd here, an educated crowd as always here of fight fans in Liverpool. They expected a cracking fight, it's delivered, and they have not been disappointed, and they are showing their appreciation for this incredible display from both fighters. Nice work from Butler.
Down to the final minute here. Both fighters letting their hands go.
The atmosphere in here is incredible. The fans really behind these two. These exchanges still being fought with such intensity and ferocity in the dying stages of what has been an incredible fight in the flyweight division. 30 seconds to go. The Commonwealth, European and British title on the line.
Cracking stuff here.
20 seconds to go. Both fighters take a step back and get ready to bite down on the gun shield and go at it, and they are. Close quarters. Both fighters giving everything. Both landing. What a finish to an incredible fight here in the Liverpool Olympia arena. Goodness me, what a fight.
Cracking fight that, and a lot of respect between both fighters there, a lot of love shown. I think they earned each other's respect there, and everyone else's too.
Well, we've said it before, and we'll say it again, Marcel. The flyweight division in this country is packed with talent. You have just seen two quality operators. What a performance from both Connor Butler and Jay Harris. Absolutely incredible. Speaking of top-class action, more on the zone later this evening with unbeaten Edgar Berlanga looking to stay on track for a world title shot. Possibly that could be Canelo later this year. But first, he faces undefeated fighter Paddy McCrory. Big things ahead if he can be successful. That one on the zone later this evening. As Peter Harris makes his way to chat to people ringside. The fans behind us are talking to Peter Harris, Jay Harris's father, Marcel, and they're saying he's definitely got that. There might be a sense of that in here, but we don't know what the judges are going to decide. So we'll have to see what the judges say. But the feeling from ringside, from the people around us here, is that Jay Harris just had a bit much for Butler on the night.
Yeah, I think that little bit of experience shows.
Yeah, really, really good work. Really good work from both fighters there. Excellent stuff. As we've seen again, Belanga and McCrory, that's your fight later on DAZN. Undefeated fighter Paddy McCrory in against unbeaten Edgar Belanga. That's the action you can look forward to on DAZN later this evening. But what a fight we've had. We've got a great night of boxing here at the Liverpool Olympia. Top prospects, local fighters, to the delight of this local crowd. But the top of the bill is the one that everybody was looking forward to, and they were not disappointed. Both fighters, a high level of skill, really quality technicians, but we saw so much heart there as well, Marcel, from both fighters. Credit to the sport. In and out of the ring, these two are credit to the sport. They've been massively respectful of each other in the build-up. We saw that respect in the ring, and I presume they'll have even bigger respect for one another after this, because they pushed each other all the way. They gave absolutely everything. What an incredible fight. We're about to find out who will take all the spoils, the British, Commonwealth and European Flyweight titles on the line. Our MC is ready, the crowd are ready, the boxers are alongside the referee, who will have their hand raised. Let's go to our MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, we please have a big round of applause for both of our fighters after an absolutely tremendous contest. After 12 rounds of action, we go to our judges' scorecards. Mark Leiston has the bout 116 to 112, Keith McCann at 116 to 112, and we have the 116 to 113 in favour of your winner by unanimous decision. Now the unified European, Commonwealth and British Flyweight champion from Swansea, Jay Harris.
The fans just behind us supporting Jay Harris, Marcel, have obviously erupted. Connor Butler's fans, though, showing their appreciation. He can take great pride in what was a really resilient, hard-fought performance from him. But this night belongs to the 33-year-old Welshman from Swansea, Jay Harris, who continues his record of having never lost to domestic opposition. He's won all his titles away from home. He's done exactly the same here again tonight in the Lions Den in Liverpool, and did it in pretty emphatic fashion.
Yeah, that fight did not disappoint, and I think even for Connor Butler there's no shame in losing there. That was a cracking fight, showed heart, showed he belongs in there at that level, and I just think Jay Harris's experience was a little bit too much tonight.
Yeah, it was a great effort from Connor Butler though. And just remember, he's only in his 13th fight. He's young, he's coming through, and he's done exceptionally well to be able to obtain the Commonwealth and European titles within 12 fights. Marcel, this one may be just too soon for him perhaps, but a great performance from him. And as they say, it takes two to tango. We had two quality operators in here, and the fans have appreciated every second, blow by blow, of that one.
Definitely enjoyed every second of that, and it's definitely not the end of the road for Connor Butler. He's still got a bright future. That was a cracking fight there.
Well, Connor Butler's made his way to ringside, and so has Jay Harris, and we'll hear from them now. Well, we're just taking water on board here, and I think we can allow them a moment to take a breath and get a sip of water. Guys, you've been incredibly respectful to one another in the build-up, which is great to see. Huge respect in the build-up, during the fight and after. Can I first say what a fight that was that we've all been treated to here? It's absolutely incredible. We expect that from British title fights, but you more than delivered. I'm going to start with you, Jay. Goodness me. First of all, how are you feeling now? You know, all the belts, never beaten by a domestic fighter. You've always won your titles away from home. How does this compare?
Do you know what? I didn't expect it, to be honest. We planned for Connor to be on the back foot a lot. But he met me and gave me one hell of a fight. But I'm over the moon I got my belts back, to be honest. But credit to what credit's due. What a man, what a gentleman, and respect is unbelievable.
72 years since these 3 belts have all been on the line in one fight. What does it mean to have been part of that, Connor?
Well, it's one of the biggest fights out there other than a world title, and I just want to say congratulations to Jay and his team. An incredible athlete and an absolute machine in the ring. It's like the Terminator, isn't he? But I just want to say, I know I look 13, but I'm going to schoolboys next week and hopefully I'll win them.
I think you'll have a good chance in the schoolboys, so let's put them on notice. Jay, your work to the body was really effective tonight. Was that part of your tactics to try and slow him down as the younger fighter?
Exactly, man. I just slow his legs. I knew he was going to be on the back foot a lot. So we got to go to the body to slow his legs down to try and meet me. But to be fair to him, like, he met me where in the ring anyway, so it didn't really matter. Like, so it was right.
We know that the Liverpool fight fans are an educated crowd. They know their boxing and they showed their appreciation for both of you. But they seem to take great pride in the resilience that you showed in there. Just how hard was it in there, and how much did you have to dig deep?
Listen, I always dig deep every fight, and it just shows how much of what my team do in the gym. We work day in, day out. We leave no stone unturned, and I'm not going to make any excuses. I come in the gym 100%, come in the ring 100%, sorry. And I don't add 12 weeks in the, but I don't want to take anything away from Jay. He come in and match me, and it's just how the story goes, isn't it? We continue.
Well, at one point you fell out of love with boxing, and you and Derry Matthews said, let's roll the dice. I'm sure you're glad you did. You rolled a 6-6 because your boxing career has got off to a great start. This is only your 13th bout, so there's a long career ahead of you. I know that you're going to want to take a break now, but what are the plans imminently? I know you're going to have time with your family, but over the course of the next few fights, do you think?
We get straight back in the gym. Jay's going to push on for world titles now, and hopefully there's a little gap for me to jump back in straight in the mix with all the other lads coming through. I don't want to take nothing away from him. Tonight's his night, and I think that he deserves to have the full credit.
Well done, Connor. That was a great display. Jay, you've had loads of support here. You got a great reception as well, despite knowing you were coming into the Lions' Den, and even the home fighters here appreciating the high level of skill and technical ability, but also the heart that both of you showed. How important is that for the flyweight division? Because a lot of talk about the heavyweights, but for people who maybe aren't regular followers of boxing, that was an unbelievable display of everything: heart, skill, tactically, just amazing.
We don't get the recognition we deserve, to be honest. I've been in loads, all the money. My God. To be fair, this is the Commonwealth, British and European, 3 massive domestic titles, and it's not enough money to what we get paid, man, because we like the weights. And people like 3 weights above, I'm twice as more, which is ridiculous. And we put on a show like that, it's ridiculous. It needs to be something done about that.
On that as well, I don't know about you, Jay, but I work full time as well, and I'm sure you do outside of the ring.
I work as well, I personal training and stuff like that, but it's just we cannot give it up. Like, we can't give work up because that's what it is. And look, we didn't fight for a year, pretty much. I fought last time with Tommy Frank, and he was just before me. And so we have to work to keep the bills going and stuff, man. But other than that, hopefully now with this on TV and DAZN and stuff like that, we will get the recognition we deserve.
Well, it's a great time for the flyweight division. We've got Olympic gold medalist Galal Yafai, who I know has been talked about potentially for a fight with you. We've got the highly talented Sonny Edwards, of course, who had that cracker with Bam Rodriguez in Arizona. So you wanted to be back at world level. What do you think is in your sight of vision next?
Oh, all right, I'm 34 years old now, right? I'm 34 years old, so I'm either pushing big fights or a world title. This is my last hurrah, pretty much. As I said, I'm 34, I'm flyweight. I'm not going to be making this weight forever, and I want to try and settle down with a family and that. But this is probably my last hurrah to try and get a bloody world title shot and finish my story.
Well, let's find out what's next then. Dennis, first of all.
Yeah, we get married in June, and so we get married in June now.
You need them bigger paydays then.
Need them bigger paydays to pay for it.
Absolutely. A quick word with Dennis and Stephen. Dennis, I mean, that was just incredible. To have the platform for all of these
fighters, especially the home fighters, you know, it's important that they have a platform to build their careers, to get to this level in the bigger world stage. How important has that been to be on DAZN and to fill out this? I mean, what an atmosphere we had here tonight. So important.
It is, and I mean, like I just said, they don't get the recognition sometimes that they deserve. I mean, two warriors that at the lightweight where they're pulling from the big TV platforms, but we're providing that for them. And without us, we wouldn't have been able to put that on. Three major titles, sorry. But the guy's going to move on to the world scene and deserves to be. But let me just tell you that Connor stock went up after that as well. You mind that loss, his stock has gone up. So we're going to be back in Jay on the world scene with Lee. We'll sit down with Lee. His team deserves it. He deserves it. He's a warrior. He's a beast at this weight. I'm sure we can win a world title with Jay. And following on again is going to be this young man here. When I had Clinton Woods years ago, when he lost to Roy Jones, we dust ourselves down and we went again. We learned from it. And losing to Glenn Johnson, we learned from it. He ended up being a world champion for 3 years. He can do the same.
Well, you've emulated your dad in the background there, Peter Harris, British champion in 1988, which is brilliant. Final word to you then, Jay. How are you going to be celebrating this?
You're going to have a fight now, I am. No, we're going to go home now and have a Chinese.
Well, you've earned it, both of you. Put on an incredible performance. I'm so glad that you got the platform you deserved on DAZN and Fight Zone. Well done to everyone involved.
Massive thank you for everyone that's supported me coming up. It's been absolutely brilliant. Big thank you to everyone back home. My missus and my daughter putting up me for the last 8 weeks. But yeah, it's been a hell of a ride. Thank you.
Well, you're both incredible ambassadors for the sport. You put in an unbelievable account of yourself tonight. Great role models. Well done. Congratulations.